What's up, guys? Tonight we're diving into one of the most infamous, misunderstood, and downright insane comedies pretty much ever. Freddy Got Fingered from 2001. So just hang tight. Oh my god, I love this movie so much. This is so fun. I'm excited. Well, anyway, guys, hang on. I'm gonna roll the intro and we're just gonna get weird tonight. All right, guys, welcome back. I'm GC, the host of Face the Movies and the Friday Night Fright Night podcast. Now, joined with me, as always, my co host, the man, the myth, the Jordan from the Movie Den. Let's get him out here so we could hang out. Oh, crap. This thing's already acting weird. Jordan.
What's up, dude?
Jordan, would you like some sausage?
So,
Dude, I got my keyboard.
boom. Yeah.
I had to. I was like, dude, this, man, like I've been loving doing the horror ones, but I've just been dying to do some comedies just because I know it's just going to be so wacky and stupid and it's going to be so much fun. But I was like, you know what?
There you go.
Dude, I was going to rig like a pulley system with like a hot dog and everything.
Say, dude, you should have had the condom on your head with the two New York steaks on the side of your face.
Oh man, I swear to you, I thought about it. I was gonna go balls to the wall and do all that. But I was like, man, it's gonna cost me so much in meats, and then probably won't be able to cook them because by the time we're done, they're gonna be all like freaking warm and all that stuff. But dude, I'm excited to talk about this one tonight. I feel like things are gonna get weird in the best possible way. Now, we are talking about Freddy Got Fingered again, 2001. It's the film's written and directed and starring Tom Green, a movie that was either a piece of genius performance art or one of the most chaotic studio comedies ever made, or maybe both. I don't know. It's just absolutely insane. Now, for anybody that hasn't seen this film, guys, I'm gonna give you a quick little synopsis to catch you up on this. Again, it's 2001, so it's been a long time since this came out, and unfortunately, there is only a DVD. So there was never a Blu-ray or anything. So we do have the DVD copy. And I tried looking it up on streaming. I don't think it was on streaming. At least I couldn't find anything. So that might be the only option. And pretty much for the synopsis, Gord Brody, played by Tom Green, a wannabe animator, moves back in with his parents while trying to make it in Hollywood. Armed with his sketches, a keyboard, and a disturbingly creative imagination, Gord's journey quickly spirals into absolute absurdity and stupidity, complete with sausages, zebras, and an unforgettable "Daddy, would you like some sausage?" musical moment. It's a film that broke every rule of comedy, pissed off a ton of executives in Hollywood, and maybe every rule in filmmaking. Who knows? This guy just balls to the wall. Oh shit, dude! I just saw the thing. No, Nick is not joining us tonight.
I saw that. I was like, oh, okay, cool,
dude. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. I did tell Chris. Where's my keyboard? I almost tapped on the damn piano. I did tell Chris if he wanted to join us because I know he loves this movie. And same thing with Keith, but Chris didn't respond, so I did text him the link just in case he just randomly shows up. We'll see.
There you go.
But who do we got here? PP Dangler, what's up, man?
Oh, what's going on, PP?
Oh man, dude. Absolutely. It really is, man. I mean, listen, this movie, like I'm so excited to talk about it. I've been wanting to do it for months and finally got Jordan on board. I sent him a copy. I don't know if you guys remember, but the giveaway I was doing for that horror book, Jordan won that. So I was like, you know what? Let me send Jordan a copy of the DVD. I had an extra copy and I sent it over. I was like, dude, you need to see this, man. Our friend group, we've all seen it. And it was just one of those one of those movies that's like you just it's so damn stupid. It's so damn stupid, but in the best way. It's definitely a product of the early 2000s.
This is literally the package that I got.
Oh, listen, two polar opposites, a horror book
I
and
know.
then the freaking randomest freaking comedy. And then we've got Alexander J. What's up, Alexander? Thank you for joining us tonight.
What's going on?
You know, you guys are regulars, are reliable, dependable people that always show up every week. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Now, as far as for the main cast, it's we have a shit ton of people on here, like a ton of people. We have Rip Thorne plays Jim Brody, which is the dad of Tom Green's character Gord. We know Rip Torn from Dodgeball, Men in Black, and so on. We have Betty, the character Betty, which is Tom Green's love interest in the film, played by Marissa Collin, which she's from Super Troopers, teaching Mrs. Tingle. We have Darren, which obviously is played by Harlan Williams, which is Tom Green's best friend in the film. You know him from Half Baked, Rocket Man. And
You
then
know,
we have,
he's also in Dumb and Dumber as the cop that pulls him over.
are you serious? No way.
Yeah, yeah, the one that when he drinks the piss.
Oh, dude, dude, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Yeah, right.
So
He's the one in this movie where he like breaks his ankle and he. Okay,
isn't he
so
gay? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
That
that's him. He played in a Dumb and Dumber as the cop that pulls him over.
oh, I gotta rewatch that movie, man. That scene where he messes up his knee on that skateboard ramp. Oh, I lost it when he started
Oh,
screaming. Oh my god. But guys, so that's pretty much the main cast. We do have his mom on here as well, which she actually plays the mom in a lot of movies. She was the mom in that movie with no, I was gonna say Ryan Gosling. What the hell is his name? Just Friends with
okay.
what the
With
hell is
Ryan
his
Reynolds.
with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah,
Ryan
she
Reynolds. Yeah.
plays his mom in that movie as well. And she's just amazing in this film. She does a great job. But let's see. PP Dangler says, I actually don't own it. Wasn't aware it's only on DVD. I'll have to source a copy. Man, yeah, unfortunately, it's only on DVD. But I'll tell you this, if you do get a copy, this thing, it's pretty jam-packed for the most part. It has some hidden features, but it has like the making of the film. It has a censored version, and the censored version of the film is only 3 minutes long because because of how chaotic it is. So it's literally only 3 minutes. But
I didn't know that was in there. I gotta watch it.
dude, yeah, it has like an MTV special on here. There's actual not only deleted scenes and all that, but there's a commentary by Tom Green. And dude, I was listening to it and it's so damn funny. Like him going through the scenes and everything. And it's just I'm telling you, it's such a treat, man. But yeah, here it is, guys. So that's the DVD there. And then as you saw, I mean, it's just awesome. Awesome, awesome. Now let's see. And then we got Black Metal Chauvinist. I love
Chauvinist, yeah.
I love this movie in with all my screwed up cinema. Say low kids. Some dude, such a good choice to have it in there, man. And thank you for joining us, by the way.
Yeah, man.
And then Alexander says, "Oh my god, Just Friends is one of my absolute favorite comedies. Always watch it during." Ah, man, Alexander, that movie's amazing. It recently, I think 2-3 months ago, it finally got the Blu-ray release. I know Brian from Last Movie Standing was one of the first to pre-order that one. He loves that movie as well. So that's definitely I haven't picked it up yet, but soon enough I'll have that one.
Oh, you know who else is in here you didn't mention is Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. So yeah, so she has a special little appearance in this film. She plays a secretary for one of the animation execs. And it's funny because during filming this movie, she was, I think, either dating or married to Tom Green during that
Really?
time. Yeah,
I had
man.
no
And
clue.
dude, yeah, they were together. And let me tell you, you could kind of see those scenes in this movie where she's trying not to break character.
Uh-huh.
When he's like, when he tells her, like, oh, Linda's dead. And she's trying not to smile so hard.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so, I'm telling you, this guy is just insane. Let's see. I own the Blockbuster copy of it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh yeah, no, you have to see Drew Barrymore in this. She's freaking hysterical, and there's a scene where she gets thrown across the room, but I
I did
won't.
laugh at that one. It killed me.
He's I forgot what he says, but he just tells her, he's like, "Where the fuck is the guy in charge or something?" He just grabs her and just throws her. It
Chucks her
was
into like those barrels.
yeah.
Dude, Rip Torn in this movie. I think he's my favorite.
Oh, dude, he's just the shit that he would say. Like, I'm telling you, you know what, guys? I know normally you're used to these episodes where we're just kind of talking back and forth, but tonight I actually wanted to get a few clips for us that we could all watch together and kind of get a few laughs out of it. But I'm gonna pull up a few of his so we could kind of watch them real quick and laugh. And if you guys haven't seen the movie, I'm sorry, but I promise you, it won't. The plot in this
You
movie is
can't
just
spoil
ridiculous.
this movie. That's the
Yeah,
thing. There isn't nothing to spoil.
there really isn't, man. There's so many plots in this movie that's just insane. But we got Drew's Movie Club. What's up, Drew? Thank you for joining us, man.
What's going on?
Tom Green was the biggest thing for like 2 years. Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then he kind of just started disappearing a little bit. I know he recently got married, so congrats to him. But he lived in a van, and I think he was doing photography and all that stuff. But the dude, it's crazy because if you look at people like Eminem, you look at people like Tom Green, Andy Dick, they they play these big personas, right? These big characters. Eminem in the rap
Mhm.
world, he's just this big causing trouble and just dissing everybody type of guy. And then obviously Tom Green, chaotic like in this film. But then their private lives, these guys are very, very chill. And when you watch
Mhm.
these interviews with Tom Green, especially like recently, I was watching a few videos and they were asking him about his memories making this movie and everything. And to this day, it's like one of his most fond experiences, not only just directing it, but the fact that he was able to get away with what he did back then. Because his exact
Mhm.
idea was, I want to make one of the most batshit craziest movies ever done. And he just went in with that. But one of the nicest people, one of the most calm and nicest people outside of him playing his characters, which is really surprising. But let me pull up real quick because I was actually watching one of them, and dude, I was just laughing. Oh, that's not the one. Let me see here. Oh, here we go. All right, guys, you're in for a little. You guys are in for a little treat here. Let me pull up the. Let me see the window. Here. All right, let's pull this up here. Actually, I wonder if I could. All right, there we go. Sorry,
I think
guys.
that's good.
Yeah, it's my first time messing around with this, so. But let's see. Let me know if you're able to hear it. No? Okay.
No, I think because you might have to share audio. I don't know if there's an option to share audio too.
Oh, you know what? You're right. And there it is. I didn't click the damn share audio. Perfect. Here we go. All right, guys.
Man, the backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I'm the backwards man.
You're able to hear it?
I can walk backwards fast as you can. I'm the backwards man. The backwards man.
Stupid.
The backwards man. The backwards man. The backwards man. Backwards man. The backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I can walk backwards fast as you can.
Dad, what? God,
Hey,
his name
it cracks me up
is
is how he walks back and he hears his dad. He goes,
Dad.
Dude, that's so damn funny, man. Yeah, the way he just gets confused. He's like, what the hell's happening? Oh, let's see here. That poor kid that gets his face busted a bunch. Dude, that kid in the movie where he's just constantly getting hurt throughout the entire movie
yeah,
was just hysterical. Like that first moment where he falls face first into Tom Green's car door and
dude,
that
his
scream.
face is all bloody.
Oh my god, man. That was just incredible. I laughed so damn hard.
This movie.
Alexander's like, I didn't know I need this in my life. Well, Alexander, let me see. hold on. I'm gonna play this scene real quick for you guys, and then we'll get into the conversation and stuff. Just because it's so damn funny. And again, this episode we might get banned tonight from YouTube for all I know, because I mean it's some crazy shit going on with this movie. But let me get. Oh god, this is so good. And dude, how's the audio? Were you able to hear it good? The video?
Yeah.
When
When I was talking, at least when this is showing, I can. There's a bad echo.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
This is my little brother. He fingers him.
You're a goddamn liar!
Jim, do you finger our boy?
Don't you get wacky on me. What the fuck are we talking about here?
Mr. Brody, this is very serious. Based on what I've heard here today, I am required by law to notify the authorities.
You hear that, Dad? You're gonna pay! He's a molester. He's a child molester! Ah!
You saw, hold on, guys. You saw them. I'm gonna tell you right now. This part here. Watch the mom.
He's a molester.
Watch the mom.
He's a child molester.
Dude, she was laughing. You saw her, right? She was laughing so damn hard. There's hold on, there was this one here. This scene here just cracks me the hell up.
Bum.
No.
I'm sexy. I'm a sexy boy. Ding dong.
When he hits the lady in the face.
Ding dong. Ding dong. Ding dong. Ding dong.
Fuck off! You're a skinny loser! Someone call security!
Don't call them.
Shit!
Okay. Now, we'll maybe we'll come back later and mess around some more. But, dude, so I want to talk about that scene with the sausage for a second to the face, because those people that he hired, those elderly people, so a lot of the elderly people, or majority of them in this movie, they had no idea what was going on. Like they literally thought they were there to do what they were doing. So that scene where he starts doing all that stupid shit, they had no idea. Like they thought he was literally an employee just doing stupid shit. And that's why when the lady's like getting hit in the face by the giant salami, like she's just like trying to like continuing to make her sandwich. Because in her mind, she was like, "Oh, I'm here for work. Like I'm not." Like they weren't actors or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a lot of those reactions that you see in this movie, a lot of them they're pretty natural. Like that's the best thing about it. That all that crazy shit he was doing there, it was pretty natural. But let me see. How come Freddy gets all the How come Freddy gets all the fingers? Oh yeah, Julie Haggerty. I mean, she's just absolutely amazing. Where's my finger? And then we see Be Yourself. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Chris Brandon's mom. That's all here. Oh yeah. She has the sweetest voice. Like the mom is just the nicest person. Oh yeah, the
girlfriend
dude, she is so damn funny. Oh, you know what? One more, guys. One more. I'm sorry. Just it's one more here. This one here is just so damn funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hospital's always this fun?
No, sometimes people here die of cancer.
Wait a minute.
Oh my god.
You're crippled.
Dad.
What?
Dad.
You got a problem with my legs?
No, you've got a problem with your legs. Either that or you're just lazy.
Thanks for bailing me out, Betty.
Oh my god.
Your dad called me a retard slut whore. I don't think he likes me too much, Gord.
Oh, that was. You guys always have roast.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's just so damn stupid. But anyway, so let's see. Have you ever guys seen her in Lost in America? I've never seen that actually.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I gotta check that out. But anyway, guys, all right. So now that we've messed around a little bit, set the mood, let me ask you, Jordan.
What's up?
What was the most ridiculous scene that still makes you laugh after watching this movie?
Well, that made me. So there were scenes I was like, "This is dumb. Like, I'm not laughing at this." But then there were scenes I was like, "Okay, that kind of caught me off guard," and I did laugh. I think one where Rip Torn just chucks Drew Barrymore into the barrels, and most of his scenes and a lot of the just like what you showed, he goes, "Oh yeah, you don't have either. You don't or you don't have legs or you're lazy," you know. Um, but the one that was just off the wall, that was like, okay, I know you thought it was funny, but when I saw it, I was like, this is stupid. Was the sausage scene in the factory? I was like, what in the
You know
world?
what?
There's just no like seeing this movie makes me look at Napoleon Dynamite. Like Napoleon Dynamite deserves an Oscar after seeing
It,
this.
no, it really does. And I'll tell you this, the reason why I laugh more is just knowing that, like in that scene in particular, those elderly people just had no idea. And they're just like, there's a scene in the movie where he's in line with his $1 million check and he's going
Oh
to deposit
gosh.
it. And there's like that Asian elderly man in line and he starts humping him. And his friend's like, oh, don't, I think, um, I think the guy's name was Mr. Chin or something, but he goes, oh, don't hump. No, it was Mr. Lee. And he goes,
Mhm.
oh, don't hump Mr. Lee. Well, that gentleman in the movie, he had no idea. Like he was an extra. He had no idea Tom Green was going to do that. So his initial reaction when he starts kind of laughing and he's kind of
Uh-huh.
trying to get away from Tom Green, that was
Yeah.
all natural.
Well,
And
when or just the little things, and I thought was stupid was when he picks up the little plant with his mouth and acts like this. Just like, come on.
he's like, no, not my plant, and he takes it from him.
Mhm.
Uh, dude, I lost it every time somebody got hurt in this movie, particularly when Harland Williams gets hurt on the skateboard ramp, and then the dad shows up, Tom Green's dad, and he starts kicking him in the cast, and he starts screaming. Dude, I lost it,
Well,
man.
what is going on when his friend got that compound fracture and then he starts licking it? It's like, dude, what? Get
That's
out of
when
here.
when the dad throws the skateboard and it lands on it, and he starts screaming.
Mhm.
Oh my god, dude, it was so funny. But no, yeah, man, there's moments in this film that are just absolutely ridiculous, and you're thinking to yourself, how the hell did this get made? Because during
Well,
2001, it was like nobody was making crazy shit.
well, yeah, like Black Metal Chauvinist just said, the birth scene. When I saw that, I was
Oh
like,
my
are
god.
you kidding me? Slinging around with an umbilical cord to wake up the baby. Like, dude, you can't. Oh my gosh.
Dude, and it was funny because I remember watching the making of this film. Tom Green was saying, "Oh, this is the first film where you actually get a live birth in it." And I was like, and he never clarified. And then I was thinking to myself, like, is this like legit? Like, is this serious or is he fucking around? Because that was a real baby. Like, it really was a real baby and all that stuff.
Just to
But it's like,
clarify, not the one that he was swinging around.
no, not that one. No, I don't. I think that one was an extra baby, like a stunt
A
dummy,
doll.
a stunt. No, it
A
was
stunt
a stunt
baby.
double. Let's see. Alexander was saying, thank you for that. Seriously, dumb as fuck. That was really funny. Can't believe I've never heard of this film. I'm telling you, man, it's a hidden gem. It's one of those. When I was reading the reviews on Letterbox, people were just like, man, it's crazy. I mean, and it's just because, again, 2001, you had shows like Jackass starting to come out and stuff like that a little bit later on, but nobody was really pushing the boundaries. And then you have people like Andy Dick, Tom Green, like really stepping it up and doing outrageous stuff. And we all know early 2000s was a lot of that screaming type humor, like where people are just yelling obscenities and everything's
Mhm.
very loud and in your face. So a lot of it was annoying, but then you have stuff like this where it's like, if this movie came out today, no way it would be in theaters. Like
No.
it would probably be taken down. All right. We have Eli. What's up, Eli? Thank you for joining us, man.
What's going on, dude?
And then, guys, listen to Eli. He's got all the right answers here. Don't forget to slash that like button and sub to both these awesome channels, and go through the comment section, sub to everybody else in the comments on here, whoever else has a channel. I mean, awesome people. And then, Daddy, would you like some sausage? Hold on. Daddy, oh no, it's off. No. There we go. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages? Oh my god.
Dumb, dude.
So stupid. Tom Green. Yeah, man, he was absolutely insane. But all right, so Jordan,
Hmm.
if you had to pitch a movie like Tom Green did, what would your out there idea be?
What? I wouldn't even know, man. What?
It's a hard one, man, because it's like what do you even pitch in this day and age? Like that would be where you would actually be able to get it made without
To get
getting
it made,
canceled.
that's gonna be the hard part, because I could come
Yeah.
up with some very, very fringe level stuff that definitely would not get made.
They would be like, you know what? This guy's not. He's not doing it. He's out of here.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to answer that one, to be honest, man. I mean,
I mean, I could, but I don't know how much longer I'd be on YouTube, so I'm just gonna I can come up with some stuff.
I wish I have like a little sensor sound, so as you're talking, I could just
Dude,
like. Beep.
the whole time would be censored.
Well, let me ask you this: Is Freddy Got Fingered a misunderstood satire of Hollywood, or just pure chaos? Because that's the
Well, I would love to hear you try and try and tell me how it's a what you what how did you say it, the
oh, it's like a
not Hollywood.
misunderstood satire of Hollywood.
So I'd love to hear what you try to explain that one to me, because maybe, but a lot of it's chaos.
Yeah, man. So I thought this movie, for one, and spoiler alert, I think this movie's very brilliant. And the reason why, it's because it was outing Hollywood ahead of its time. Like, you know how we have that now, but Tom Green was pretty much, he made a movie of total nonsense.
Mhm.
And he pretty much, like, that was a statement in itself, saying you could put dog shit out there, but as long as if it makes money, you're okay. And even the story where he's
Mhm.
talking to that animation exec, which he's played, I forget his name. I was gonna type on the damn keyboard here. Hold on, let me move this damn thing out of the way. But the actor that plays him, I forget his. Do you
Uh-huh.
remember his name?
Was it like Adam Adamson or something? What, that guy?
No, he's the guy. He was like in Pretty in Pink, and he was also in Halloween 2018. He plays Tommy.
Oh, Anthony Michael Hall. Sorry, I thought you
Yeah,
were talking about no, go ahead, never mind.
No, yeah. So Anthony Michael Hall, he plays that executive, and if you remember that scene where Tom Green is standing in the valet with him, and he's trying to show him his drawings, and he's like, "Oh, I suck," and he pulls out the gun and puts it in his mouth, and then Anthony Hall's like,
that broke me. That was funny.
Dude, but that's what it was, and he's like, listen, you need to put in months and weeks and weeks and months of work
Mhm.
before you could do anything in Hollywood. And then he says, if nothing happens after that time, then you could blow your fucking head off.
Yeah.
And that was literally like making a kind of like a statement about how Hollywood is, where even when he writes him that check and he's like, "Oh, this was absolutely ridiculous. I love it. Here's a check. I'm just gonna write you a check because I'm feeling good today." But it was kind of like one of those, man. So I thought it was great. It was making fun of Hollywood quite a lot.
Mhm.
And I thought that's what the brilliance was behind it, especially after watching it like a second or third time. I was like, man, you really catch some of those jokes, especially when he's talking about the whole like the Freddy getting fingered and all that. Because I know that's like a joke in the film. It's not even the actual plot in it
Right.
whatsoever. But he was kind of outing some stuff from Hollywood early on. So that was kind of
I
like
can
an
see that.
interesting thing. But
you can't deny it is just pure chaos throughout the whole film.
oh no, dude, it's this movie's batshit crazy. I mean, that scene with the deer where
Oh my gosh.
where he's like, "Oh, you have to be one with the animals." And then he's like, "One with the animals." And then he finds that carcass of the deer and he gets inside of it, kind of like the Revenant style.
That's what I was thinking of when I saw that. I was like, oh man, what is he gonna do?
Dude, and then the truck hits him, like, oh my he's like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that." That was brilliant because it was like a deer caught in the headlights joke, but the way he says it, he's like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that to happen."
Yeah.
But so, a little bit of Tom Green for anybody that's not too familiar, doesn't remember, Tom Green's MTV background was kinda like that shock comedy type situation where, again, if you've seen this movie or any of his other stuff like The Tom Green Show, I mean, that's what he did. He was always trying to get a reaction from people. Him and Andy Dick, they were always the main ones on MTV doing the craziest shit out there. Um, now, when he did Freddy Got Fingered, what a
You
stupid
can't even
freaking
say it
title.
without laughing.
You can't, man. I can't even say it without smiling because it's just so stupid. I was curious creating the title for this on YouTube. I was like, I wonder if I'm gonna get like banned or something, get in trouble. But I was like, ah, fuck it. But so yeah, so when he did this movie, it was pretty much like his thing was, I'm gonna do it my way. I don't care what studios say. And it was kind of like this whole rebellious thing against like the whole studio system. Because it was one of those where early on, they weren't quite trying to censor people yet, but obviously you couldn't say words like bitch and stuff like that on TV
Mhm.
just yet. It was until a few years later in the 2000s. But it was one of those kind of putting your foot down and it's like, fuck you guys. Like, I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah.
And literally did that all over the place. Now, there is a difference, right? Because there's a difference between a bad movie and then an intentionally absurd type film. Do you think this is like intentionally like, to you, did it feel like it was intentionally absurd, or did
Oh
you feel like
yeah.
it was like a bad movie? Like it
Oh
was like
no, it was intentionally absurd. You can tell that this I it's funny because it could be both, I think. This, it's intentionally absurd, which makes it bad writing, but it's done that not trying to be good, but ends up being bad. It's being bad for the sake of being bad. It's absurd for the sake of being absurd. It knows what it is and it's gonna run with it. It's,
yeah.
or unlike, besides movies where they're trying to put out this incredible masterpiece and it just ends up being a terrible movie. Like I
And,
Know What You Did Last Summer, the
dude,
remake.
exactly. God, man. But it's interesting because we do have a lot of spoof movies that come out, and they really try to be funny and this and that, and they just completely bomb. They completely fail. But then this movie comes out, and it's one of those where they knew their lane, they knew
Mhm.
what they were doing, and it was just you like they didn't take this movie serious. Like Tom Green did as far for the safety of everybody. There's certain scenes where there was supposed to be a boat involved where it gets dropped, where he
Okay.
drops it and completely destroys it. It was his dad's boat, but that one's in the deleted scenes. But he like there's so many scenes in this film where people break character. And if you like I was showing earlier with the mom, for example,
Yeah.
where she laughs and where the girlfriend at one point where he said something and she just stares at him. She's like, "What?" And that scene, for example, she kind of broke too because she thought that he messed up the line. And then with Drew Barrymore, when she does the whole like, "Bah,"
Yeah.
it was kind of one of those improvisational, just being goofy. And that's what I love about this film. I mean, they really don't try to be too serious Shakespearean type actors. They're just like, if we fuck up, we fuck up. It's on film. Like we don't care. It's meant to make people laugh and to just be out there, which is really nice. That
Mhm.
I love when people break, man. I don't know if you watch SNL or where like Pete
Oh, yeah.
Davis kind of breaks character.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask you this, dude. So obviously this movie coming out in 2001 compared
Mhm.
to watching it in 2025. I know this was your first time watching it now.
Yeah.
What was your opinion or like your thoughts throughout from like when you first started watching it till you got to survived it and got to the end? Like what were you thinking?
My knee-jerk reaction was I hated this movie. I gotta be honest, when I first saw it. So, last night, my cousin came over, and he usually likes to come
Oh
over and
god.
we'll pick a movie to watch. Well, I told him, I was like, "Look, I have to watch this movie, because I'm talking about it tomorrow." And he's like, "What is it?" I was like, Freddy got fingered. And he goes, "We are not watching that movie." So my cousin, he's 21, so he came over, and I was like, "No, no, no, we're gonna watch it." And so we put it on, and dude, so I was like just shaking my head when the the factory scene with the sausage. And he was sitting next to me, and Larissa was in the room, and I just kind of looked at him like, is this real? And that's when I texted you, like, dude, what did you send me? Like, it was complete. It felt like a joke. And so, anyways, he threw the biggest fit ever about it. So I just turned it off, and I finished it today. We ended up watching American Pie, but
Dude,
that
that's
was
hilarious, man.
yeah, that was my knee jerk reaction. Was this movie's terrible? Like, it's not funny. But when you get into the rhythm of the movie and you come to expect this absurdity, like you get comfortable in it. Cause at first it's definitely a shock factor. Like you don't know
Yeah.
how to feel. But once you get into the rhythm of everything, then it's like, okay, I can definitely pick out some scenes where, okay, that's funny. And of course, thinking back to it, yeah, I mean, there's a few funny scenes. So, but this definitely feels like an early 2000s movie through and through completely. Like that, the MTV era, this
Yeah.
Jackass, all those films, it screams that era. Just the way it's shot, the type of movie it is, was all the rage then.
Well, let me ask you, dude. So do you think that I mean, first of all, man, dude, I applaud you. Thank you for giving it a shot because I know, listen, when I put it on last night, and I've seen this movie already twice beforehand. And again, I watched it in high school, watched it a few years ago, and I was just like, man, this movie's funny as shit. And then 38 years old watching it, putting it on last night, the first 15 minutes, I'm like, huh, and
Mhm.
then as it starts warming up, kind of warming you up a little bit, I just started laughing and laughing. The kid gets hurt and I just start losing it. And I'm already kind of warmed up. I'm laughing at pretty much a lot of the stupid shit. And it just reminded me, I was like, this is one of those you have to really give it a shot because I've always done one of those things where if in the first 15, 20 minutes the movie doesn't capture me,
Yeah.
then I feel like, okay, because normally there should be a good hook to get you in.
Mhm.
And I was like, man, this is one of those movies where you really have to go in open minded. It's definitely not family friendly.
No, no. Well, not only that, but if you're going to watch it today, you have to remember this came out in 2001. You have to go in with
Yeah.
that mindset. Like, hey, this is a film that's, 20 years old, almost 25 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, man, it's again, it's like right after hitting the 2000s and it just kind of hit the ground running. Do you think that if you would have watched this during that time, during the early 2000s, you would have felt different about it?
Oh, I'd probably loved it. I probably would eat it all up, dude. That it was I was the biggest fan of Jackass when I was younger. So
Oh, okay,
this would have
cool.
fit right in. Um yeah, it's you're a different stage in your life, younger, and you find you and naturally you find stupider stuff funny, obviously. And
Yeah.
now it's a little different, but you could still, like, I can watch that. After watching it now, you kind of get in, like, yeah, like you said, you get in the rhythm of the film, know what to expect. Then yeah, you can pick out what's funny and what you like about it.
Oh yeah, especially going into it with like if you're in a bad mood or you're like depressed or something, it's harder, right? It's harder to get into these films, but it's one of those you have to be in a certain kind of almost silly mood to get into it.
Hmm.
Um, but and I mean, especially, dude, I mean, we just came off Halloween, right? And not just the holiday, but also the films. So our minds are still kind of in that horror type aspect. And then going from that to doing that whole week of the Halloween movies and that serious conversation to kind of something like Freddy Got Fingered, it's like a whole freaking night and day situation.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's definitely a 180 for sure.
and what was the last time you watched the DVD? Because I mean, obviously this being on DVD, like how'd you feel, man? Like watching this movie on DVD, going through the menu and all that stuff. Like, was it did it feel nostalgic?
Yeah, yeah. It was the opening shot. It was like something Warner Brother DVD. Is this Warner Brothers?
Yeah,
Or
I think
20th
it
Century
was.
Fox. It's Fox
Oh, okay.
DVD. That whole era, man. That took me
Oh,
back. The last DVD I watched though, It's a newer film, but it was Trick or Treat. It's part of their WNUF um, series of movies, and he released a DVD. So that's the last DVD I technically watched. But with this, yeah, it takes you back, and it just made me, all those old kind of ads like the coming soon to own on video and DVD, stuff like that. Definitely was reminiscing when I saw that.
Dude, it really feels that way, man. Like when those messages come up, it just really takes you back. And
Mhm.
surprisingly enough, I watched this on my upscaling Blu-ray player,
Okay.
and it looked really good. Like I was so
Yeah.
surprised that it looked as good as it did. And I know you have one too. You have an amazing setup, so I'm sure it
Yeah,
wasn't too
I
bad.
I watched it on my 4K player, and it's got the upscale. And
Oh,
from
okay.
further back, you don't I mean, it's not a 4K, but you're watching, you're like, "This doesn't look terrible," until there's a couple scenes times in the movie I had to get up to do whatever, and I got close to the TV, and I was like, "Oh, shoot," I could see the squares in his face, but, I mean, other than that,
Yeah.
if you're sitting far back just watching the movie, it looks great.
Hell yeah, man.
But,
And I wanted
you know, that probably says more to the TV and the Blu-ray player than it does to the actual movie itself.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing too with these new, setups, it is harder to watch DVDs. Like if I throw this on a CRT TV, it looks like a damn Blu-ray. Like it's insane. And I've tested that before and it's just I
Yeah.
mean, obviously different technologies, but I do want to say that a movie like this movie here, watching something like this, watching like 40 Days, 40 Nights, Dude, Where's My Car, The
Mhm.
Bubble Boy, these type of movies are the best experiences always on DVD because not only do you get those intros like you were mentioning where it's like Fox
Yeah.
and this and that, but then you get those illegal like don't make copies
Yeah.
commercials,
Yep.
and then you get the movie trailers on there as well, and it's such an experience to watch these movies on DVD. Not to mention the menus, they have like hidden stuff and
Mhm.
features, and it's such an amazing experience. I love early 2000s movies on DVD, at least mostly comedies, because the comedies are the ones that always just I've tried them on Blu-ray and I own them, but then it's just not the same experience. You'll definitely notice some things that were you're like, "This is definitely early
Well,
2000s."
not only that, but I've noticed too with the scene selection, they give them titles, where
Yeah.
now you don't get titles for the scene selections, and the menus are more interactive and stuff. But what I like about watching like old VHSs and old DVDs is seeing the trailers of what movies were coming
Yeah.
out at the time. I think that's so
Then
cool.
it gets you excited because, like, that's happened to me where I'll throw in a VHS and this trailer starts coming up and I'm thinking, "Well, damn, now I wanna watch that instead."
Mhm.
And then I'm like, "Oh, thank God I own that. Now I wanna watch that afterwards."
Right.
But it gets you very excited. You feel like you're in a movie theater, especially with the right setup. And then I do wanna go through a chat real
Yeah.
quick, and then my sweet girlfriend's here. "Hey, hun."
Hey.
Guys, go say hi to Aaron. And, Eli says, "Didn't he jerk off an elephant on his dad?" Oh, absolutely. He did more than an elephant.
He did that, a
And
horse. That scene too, when he just stops and decides he's going to take part in this horse.
dude, that was and it's funny because if you watch the making and it was just he's like standing there and he's like, "So what do I do?" And he's like, "Is it wet? Like, do I have to do anything?" And the guy, because those people were really like breeders and
Yeah.
everything. Those people were like legit,
Mhm.
like a whole legit setup.
Right.
Which is again the beauty of the film because these are not actors or anything. So their reaction when he's just there and they're like, "No, don't do that," and this and that, it was just so damn funny. But yeah, the whole elephant thing, and it's just funny as hell. And then that was actually, by the way, that scene with his dad where I think they were in Pakistan. Uh,
Yeah.
that was filmed on location, and they were in a situation there where they had no protection or nothing. They were in the middle of the desert, and the production crew, they were constantly worried that, like, some situation was gonna go haywire and they were gonna get in trouble or captured or something. Like, it was a big situation, but Tom Green did all his own stunts, like the skateboarding. Obviously, if you guys didn't know, Tom Green skateboards. So he's like Bam Margera and all these other guys. And it's funny because a lot of these actors, which is the dude from Mallrats, and Jason Lee, for example, he skateboards as well. I actually got one of his skateboards
Yeah.
right there. But Tom Green skateboarded. That was him. No stunt double. That scene where the house falls on him in the middle of the desert. That was really him.
Really?
Like he did his own stunt. That was like
Jeez.
legit, dude. I'm telling you, it's crazy, man. He becomes one of the animals a few times. Yeah, he does, definitely. And then Eli says, "Welcome, Aaron. Just thank you. Could you compare this movie? Could you compare this movie to movie 43? You know, I saw movie 43 when it first came out, and I think I hated it. I'm trying to remember because it's been so long.
Is that the movie? I think Dennis Quaid's in it, and the whole story is this guy pitching different movies to a studio, and then it shows the scene from the movie. I think that's what it is, but I can't remember. It's been a long time.
It says, a series of interconnected short films follows a washed-up producer as he pitches insane storylines featuring some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. I don't know Jeremy Allen was in this one. Damn, Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry.
Yeah, they had a
Holy
big
hell.
cast.
Dude, that's insane. Chris Pratt, Kate Winslet, Emma. Oh, wow. I got to revisit this one. It's on Prime, so I got to check that out and see if it's good or not. But yes, Dark Room Review said movie 43 is an abomination. That's hilarious. An abomination. And then he was saying congrats on 400 subs, GC. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We're getting there, guys. We're on a road to 500. So if you haven't subscribed, guys, make sure to do so. I got a giveaway. So go check out the Instagram reel and you'll find out more. Just click a little plug. Joe's Apartment. Jordan, did you ever see this one? It's the one where the roaches are like smart.
I've never even heard of this.
Dude, so this one, I think this is another like MTV type movie, but it's pretty much with Jerry O'Connell.
Okay.
And came out in 1996, and it says a nice guy has just moved into New York and discovers that he must share his rundown apartment with a couple of thousand singing and dancing cockroaches. Yeah, it's an MTV movie. Yep. That's hilarious.
Okay, yeah, no, I've never heard of this.
Dude, I feel like I may have watched it back in the day, but I do not remember it at all. But you know what? Jerry O'Connell's in this one. Seems like a solid cast. So you know what? Why not?
There you go.
You gotta be stoned as fuck is what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
Oh, House of a Thousand Corpses DVD menu is legendary. And then Eli was saying Joe's Apartment is hilarious. All right. Well, there we go. We got 2 people already recommending it. That's good enough for me.
I'll have to check it out.
Let's see. We're going to get Jordan out of some Italian giallos and get him into some of these wacky comedies for the holidays.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, dude, if this movie came out together, I know we were talking about this a little earlier. If this movie came out today, do you think audiences would get it, or do you think that they would hate this movie?
I don't think it would do as well today as it did then.
Okay.
Personally, I really don't. Because even comedies in general, you don't see in theaters. They don't do well anymore.
Yeah. I mean, look at Dogma, for example, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
when it first came out, all the churches were against it. Like it was a whole thing. And that's the thing when it comes to making movies, right? There's certain hot topics that you have to be careful that you talk about. Dogma was talking about religion, so that right off the bat, a lot of people were against. But then look at it now. Cult classic, everybody wants it on 4K. And then we have a movie like this where he's talking about Hollywood, the whole Freddy getting fingered situation and all that.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much going on. The whole making fun of a disabled person. I mean, and the list goes on. Like he really checked off the laundry list of anything that you can make fun of that would get you in trouble. Just
Yeah.
check.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's true, man. I really do think that executives would not even like. I probably within the first 5 minutes of the pitch, they'd probably say no.
Well,
Like I wouldn't
yeah,
even think it would
most
get far.
executives, all they care about now is they want to put out a movie that's guaranteed to make money.
Yeah.
Which I think it's Matt Damon did an interview. Tons of people have seen it. With
Really.
with Sean Evans from Hot Ones. And he had talked about how, is it Matt Damon? I think it is. But anyways, how you could take a little more risks with your films and, push those movies that aren't these massive blockbuster films because you still got your cut when the film came out. But then it's like it's getting a re-release 6 months down the line with the physical copies. Physical media comes out, they would make all that money again, and now you don't have that second half. So they're whatever gets them in the theaters, and so that's why these execs and producers they only push superhero movies.
Yeah, it really is. Or now it's kind of shifted. I don't know if you've noticed that pattern where everything's becoming a TV show. Like all these franchise movies, they're all becoming a TV show. And you know what? When they first talked about Friday 13th, and then the Welcome to Derry, and so on, and
Mhm.
now it's going to become a whole thing where some of our beloved franchises are probably end up going to shit because of all these TV shows now, because
Yeah.
now they got the hint. They're like, you know what, people hate the remakes, people are hating that we're touching some of their beloved franchises, so they just turn them into TV shows.
Yeah.
But it's dude, yeah, it's insane, man. I mean, I'll tell you that when it comes to movies like this, it's like it's definitely pushing the line. I think for us as people that love watching film
Mhm.
or even creating content, even if it's like stuff that we're making on YouTube and stuff, it's important to be able to be creative and not have to worry about, stepping on toes or anything, because as long as you're in your own lane, you're not targeting anybody in particular. You're trying to make something. I think it's important because once you start censoring so much, then you don't get original content anymore.
Mhm.
People are afraid to make something original, so like let's
Yeah.
just go back and copy and paste things. Now, comparing this movie, right, to some classics like Road Trip, Dude, Where's My Car, Zoolander,
Yeah.
do you think this movie holds up in those categories with those films?
I mean, for personally, no, just because this is just doesn't in my eyes not as much as the classic as I'm sure maybe you probably think it is. Like for me,
Yeah.
like Zoolander, I love Zoolander and all those types of films you just mentioned, and you know, for me at least, this hasn't hit that echelon
Yeah.
yet, personally. Not to say that it's not for other people. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it's no, I agree. I mean, definitely movies like Dude, Where's My Car, Zoolander, Road Trip. Eli was mentioning Euro Trip. Those movies, they had a certain comedy, but it was still pretty tamed.
Yeah.
Like it was still very kind of held back a little bit compared to something like this where it was just balls to the wall. Like this is definitely one of those um gross out type of humor films, and I think that's kind of what kicked off that era. But yeah, I think it definitely was its own like it's hard to compare to those other like slapstick kind of
Yeah.
titties and type movies like that, like American Pie and stuff
Right.
like that. Now, because that's one thing too, because that I was going over my notes here, and one one of the things, like obviously early on during the 2000s, we had the internet, we had AOL, you've
Mhm.
got mail and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I
But
am.
but the dude, I am, and then this movie it was one of those films that was able to capture the energy of the early internet and its absurdness, because when it came out, obviously people were in those chat groups and all that stuff,
Right.
but it really spread. Like it really started spreading because of that. And it was one of those first movies that people were really talking about online because of how crazy it was. Obviously, it helps that MTV is promoting it during their before MTV kind of started going to shit with the reality TV and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But it's crazy to think that a film like this was able to spark some of the first viral type conversations on the internet, especially on dial-up of all things. Um, and even now, dude, I mean, we could even argue that a film like this was one of the first films that was able to start that meme revolution in a way. Because obviously it was way ahead of its time, but there was
Yeah.
certain screenshots in this movie that people were using to send their friends and stuff like that and edit back
Well,
then.
and I was just thinking when you were saying that, let's see, when did YouTube start, like really become what it is? Um,
Let's
2005.
see.
So I always wonder if this came out around that time, right? Around, 2005, YouTube was launched 2005, but it was probably, a few more years later till
Yeah.
everyone was watching YouTube. If these clips would have gone viral, similar to how off the top of my head, Key and Peele skit. I mean, on
Oh, yeah.
YouTube, those are huge, millions and millions of views. Especially when they were with Comedy Central and everything. So I could see if YouTube was around like that when this film came out, man, that would have been everywhere.
Oh, no, yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I mean, I think that if this would have came out a few years later, I mean, I don't know how it would have affected the momentum of the film just because I don't know if another movie or show would have beat them to the
Yeah.
punch, but it definitely would have caught fire on YouTube
Mhm.
because I think YouTube really started picking up, I think what 2, 3 years after it started. Because when they
Right.
first started, it was a lot of the people that worked there that were just uploading random videos and stuff.
Mhm.
But and it's true, it's like a movie like this kind of paved the way for like Eli was saying, not another teen movie couldn't be made today. That's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. The vibrator scene where it just flies out and lands on her birthday cake. Oh my god, that was hilarious. In front of her whole family.
Yeah. Well, I would say even some American Pies, you probably couldn't get away with some
Yeah.
of that stuff today too.
Yeah, with Jim with the pie, like on the counter when he gets caught with his dad, like stuff like that,
Oh,
man.
dude, when Stifler drinks the beer.
Oh my god, yeah. With the man chowder in it. Oh, that was
Oh
horrible.
yeah.
MTV went the way of yeah, unfortunately. And then let's see here, because I wanted to ask you, what sets Freddy Got Fingered apart from other shock comedies from the early 2000s?
Um, well, the other shock comedies of the early 2000s, I think a lot of them had a very linear plot for the most part. This doesn't. This is kind of does its own thing, and it's so absurd to the point where you cannot, I guess, predict what's going to happen or justify Tom Green's the way he reacts to certain situations or what he does.
Yeah.
It's one of those you're basically taking a gamble on every scene of what's going to happen.
Dude, and you know what's crazy with talking about like taking like you never know what to expect with him. It always felt, especially in that scene where he's playing the piano and all that, and the way he processes things when people give him recommendations, and
Yeah.
like his girlfriend, where she's like, "Oh, if you want to draw, why don't you try like maybe taking a break and eating or playing like the piano or something?" It always
I
felt
can't do
like,
all three of
especially,
those.
yeah. She's like, "What?" But it felt almost like he was on a certain spectrum because of the way he took things so literal.
Yeah.
And it was kind of very interesting, like his character, because when you see him in real life and you see him talking and stuff, he's very different, almost completely different than his character in the film. But I just that's one thing that really stuck out to me, especially now
Mhm.
being in this day and age where we're learning more about like how the spectrum works and all that stuff, and there's different levels. So rewatching it, it made me think, it's like, was he playing like somebody like on the spectrum? Was that what he was trying to do? Or or was he just one of those creative, crazy people where, because obviously he's an artist, so he draws, so
Mhm.
he's just like wacky because he does all these different.
When you say that, to me, I don't think he was intentionally saying, "Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to
Yeah.
play a character who I think is on a spectrum a little bit. I'm going to really just dive into that character. I think it was just one of those, I'm going to just go wild. And it just happened to be those symptoms. And today, you know, maybe people could, or this came out today, people would probably, he'd probably get backlash for, you know, making fun or making
Yeah.
light of those situations. But um, even if that wasn't his intentions, and I don't think that was then.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll tell you this guy is a sweetheart. Like, he's very polite. He made sure, like, everybody was taken care of on set. Everybody was good and people were comfortable for the
Mhm.
most part. Like, he wasn't trying to be like a dick or anything.
Yeah.
Um, and it sucks, man, because this movie was pretty destroyed by critics. Like, they went in on him.
I could
They were
imagine.
just yeah, no, they went in, and obviously there's weird film fans like us where we love the film, we enjoy it, but then there's those critics that were very bougie and they're very it has to be Criterion level type movies that it's like they see something like this where he's a backwards man and they're like, no, this is garbage. Um, but with that being said, so what part of the movie did you feel that it was actually starting to become funny on purpose? Like what like around what scene was it where it really kind of was like, ah, okay, this might not be so bad.
It actually took a bit for me, surprisingly, and it was the birthing scene. And because I
Holy
was
hell.
shocked with that scene, I was like, what in the world? Well, because you got to think too, I stopped it last
Yeah.
night because they didn't want to see it. And then so I picked it up right then. So I had to kind of get back into that groove. It was a birthing scene. And I started laughing when all the
The
other
ladies.
ladies were playing the tambourine singing. And I was like,
Yeah.
what is, and I was dying. Um, and then of course the whole umbilical cord swing was just
Dude,
crazy.
that was so funny when they're like playing the tambourines and chanting and they
Yeah.
kept getting hit in the face by the blood. And if you see the behind the scenes, you just see Tom Green standing there behind the camera and one of the guys is just spraying them with the fake blood and Tom Green's just staring like kind of smiling, but it was so freaking
Yeah.
funny. I'm telling you, dude, when you get a chance, check out some of the behind the scenes, like the making of it. It's gonna really make you laugh, like
Mhm.
seeing some of the crazy stuff that went on. And you know, reading into this film, it actually influenced shows like Tim and Eric. Especially if I don't know if you're a fan of Adult Swim by Seth Green.
Mhm.
No, not Seth. Not Seth. Thinking of Robot Chicken, but like Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, where they had all those crazy,
Yeah.
hyper surreal cartoons like Robot Chicken, stuff like this movie in particular, like helped influence these people to kind of be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it and
Yeah.
not worry about getting in trouble because I can't do worse than Tom Green at this point.
Right.
Now, do you think obviously 2001 to 2025? Do you think time's been kind to Freddy Got Fingered? Or do you think it's aged kind of poorly?
It's interesting. You got to look at it. I look at it two ways. I think it aged good because people love it and it's a classic, clearly. And it is funny, especially our age and, you know, people from our generation for sure. But I think if you look at it in another lens, like if we took this movie and released it today, I don't think anybody would watch it. I don't think it would personally. There's going to be a select few, I think, that are going to think it's hilarious. Um, I mean, what was that movie came out? 100 Beavers. Do you remember that? Vinegar
Oh,
Syndrome put that out, and it's
yeah.
a call to the old slapstick black and white TV shows. Like we're still getting movies like that today, but I don't think it would gotten as much praise as it has now as it did then if it came out today. And
Yeah.
the correlation I was bringing with hundreds of beavers is that within the physical media community, mainly, it's huge, right? That thing sold out like in a couple of days. Resale value on that's ridiculous. You know, whether that's just hype behind it, sure, but at least the film is wanted and people, it is wanting to see it. And I think if this came out at the same time, I personally don't think it would do as well. But because it's such a time capsule of a film,
Yeah.
that people look at it fondly, and that's why in that aspect, I think it's aged well.
Dude, especially seeing the cast, like seeing the people in
Yeah.
this movie and the extras and all that stuff. A lot of people are so recognizable. And it's like, I also feel that if this movie somehow, dude, if there was a miracle and this movie came out exactly how it is today and it was allowed to come out, I feel like it's hard. It's like, would it go viral because of YouTube and social media, especially social media? Or would it flop and people would just destroy it? Because even though we do live in a more sensitive climate now and all that stuff, it's one of those people talk about that they feel
Mhm.
like comedy's kind of dead now. It's it's I don't know if there's not really blockbuster comedies coming out that are really making people laugh like they used to.
Mhm.
And it's been like that for a few years. I mean, we don't have stuff like Dumb and Dumber, Zoolander. Like Zoolander's one where I mean, the way they made fun of the fashion industry.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my girlfriend works in the fashion industry. So when we're watching Zoolander, she was telling me, she's like, oh my God, this is so accurate. Like, this is exactly how models are. And it was literally, she was telling me, she's like, this seems exaggerated, but it's not. This is when
That's
when
funny.
he takes out the little cell phone, he's like, hello.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dad, I've got a case of the black lung.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly think this film, if it came out today, personally, it would go the way it did then. Canned by critics, and then you have the people who watched it and grew up with the film, and it
Yeah.
would find its audience. Yeah, it always had its audience, but it would definitely find a new set of audience too later on. 20 years later.
And do you feel that now that you have it and all that, do you feel like I mean, I know to you because you didn't grow up with it, it's kind of hard to consider it a cult classic. But do you feel like now that you have it and you kind of got a little bit of nostalgia, are you happy to have it in the
Oh
collection, or is it one
yeah,
of those like
I'm
one and
I'm
done?
happy to have every film in my collection. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I will I rewatch it like within the next month or so? Probably not. But when I do rewatch it, yeah, I'll probably look at it differently. Um, Fond memories probably, and like I said, now I know what to expect. I'll probably
Yeah.
catch on certain things and find it funnier the second time around. Right?
Dude, I'm telling you, like, there's a lot, like, when you really, after the first time of that initial shock and kind of trying to figure out what the hell's happening, because it really is. It's one of those initial like, what the hell's going on? Like,
Yeah.
what's the plot? Like, are we? Then we get sidetracked to like, a freaking horse humping another one, and then he's in a deer's body, and they're like, what the hell does this have to do
Yeah.
with him being a cartoon artist? But yeah, once you get past all that, you're like, okay. Now, would you recommend this film, or would you watch this with your wife and be like, hey, let's watch it and get a laugh out of it, or you
Oh,
kind
not
of
with my wife. No, she actually was in the room when I started it and finished it. And so she finishes. She goes, "Well, now that atrocity is over," she hated the film.
oh no,
Oh yeah, she hated
okay.
it. So I wouldn't watch it with her, but I would recommend it. I think I would have no problem recommending this film. I think there's an audience for it.
Do you feel like this film would be considered more, because it doesn't happen in the movie where, like, we have Half Baked and stuff like that, where more dedicated like stoner movies,
Mm-hmm.
or Dude, Where's My Car? That's definitely a stoner movie.
Oh
But
yeah.
do you feel like that falls in that category, or is this kind of a sober type? You're just
I don't
fucking
think this
weird
is a
type of person.
stoner movie. I could see, I get what Eli said earlier about it being, getting stoned and stuff watching it, but I would akin this to, look, if you like movies like, let's say, Napoleon Dynamite, you really liked that movie. Well, here, let's push it a little further. Let's see how far we can go with this. Check out Freddy Got Fingered, right? Because with Napoleon Dynamite, it's just so weird. It doesn't really have a plot. Just things are kind of out there, similar to this. But
Yeah.
this is more adult oriented, obviously.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
So that's what I would say is, if they're into those types of films, even raunchy comedies, I think this would be a good recommendation for people who like raunchy comedies too.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, because there is that raunchiness, obviously, with
Oh,
the girl in the wheelchair.
hitting the shins.
when he hits her in the face
Oh,
with
dude,
the stick.
that's another one I lost it. I was laughing hard. But it's
She's
funny
like,
because the windows behind us were open. And so when she's getting into it and he's like hitting her in the shins, dude, I had to turn down the volume because our neighbors have kids. So I had
my
to like
God.
turn it down. But yeah.
Dude, that scene where he hits her in the face and she goes, "Fuck, Gordy, it's my legs that are paralyzed, not my face."
Yeah.
Oh my God, I lost it, man. Or when he's like, "Oh, I love you," and she's like, when he gets her all the like the little doubloons and stuff or the jewels,
Oh, spend
and
150 grand on on the jewels.
yeah,
That was funny when he blew through his $1 million.
and he gives the guy the check. He's like, "Here's 750,000 I have left." He's like, "That's all of it. It's gone."
And he goes,
And the
"What did he
guy's
say?" He's like, "Well, it would just be cheaper just to tear it down." Well, look, I don't want to do
yeah.
that.
Dude, when you watch the making of it,
Mhm.
and they brought Tom Green those the jewels, and he looks at him, he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "These jewels are huge. How am I supposed to get people to believe this is $150,000 worth of jewels?"
Yeah.
He's like, "This is not realistic." But then he laughed and he's like, "Ah, fuck it, we'll do it." But
Yeah.
dude, that scene where he gives them to her and she goes, "Oh, I don't need jewels. Like, I just want to be with you and suck you off."
Yeah.
And it was so funny. Like, dude, he's like, we never go on any dates. We've gone on 2 dates. No, he's like, this is the second time you sucked me off. And if you do what you're gonna planning on doing tonight, it's gonna be the whole ratio between date and sucking off is gonna be off or something. And it was
Yeah.
so damn funny. The poor guy, he's like, let's just go on 1 date and then you could suck me off. But dude, so a few little fun facts since we're talking about behind the scenes and stuff. So a very respected director had a compliment to this film, and you would never guess who. So the man himself,
Is it on the back? Is it on the back of the case?
no, dude, it actually isn't. So the director in question is actually Quentin Tarantino.
Of course.
Dude,
I could see he would be someone that I think would like this movie.
Quentin Tarantino once called it a misunderstood masterpiece of anti-comedy. And it's funny because Tom Green said that the movie was meant to troll the audiences and the studio simultaneously. So he was just trying to mess with everybody to push as far as he could go to
Yeah.
see if they would stop him, and nobody did. Like, people were just like, okay. But dude, this movie was banned in several countries when this movie came out. It was kind
Yeah.
of like a what the hell is that movie called? Dogma. It was just like Dogma. Like, it got banned a shit ton.
Yeah.
And they spent 14 million on the
That's it.
budget. Dude,
That's not a
14
lot.
million. And you know what's crazy? 14 million. It went into like the elaborate gags, like creating that little house in the middle of the desert, flying people out to the desert, the sausage piano. Like, Tom Green and the co-writer for the film, they were in a hotel room. They were up like middle of the night just playing the piano, trying to come up with the song with the sausages. And it was so damn stupid.
That's funny.
And then another thing too, Tom Green actually got a Razzie Award for this movie, and he accepted it in person. And he wore a tuxedo and he played the harmonica until they kicked him off the stage, which is
Oh
hilarious.
man, I was hoping he wore the tuxedo backwards. That would have been
See,
great.
That would have been. He just walks out backwards.
Yeah.
Now, let's jump into a little bit of the rapid fire round.
Yeah.
Now, so for the first question, what was the funniest scene in the movie? Like, by far, like your absolute favorite.
Oh man, I keep going back to Rip Torn, chucking Drew Barrymore across the room. That got me. That was funny. Yeah, let's go with that one. That still made me laugh so hard.
I was trying to see, dude, that's such a good one. Like, when he walks in and he just, let's see, best scenes. Let me see if I could find best lines. Oh my god, when he's like, "Are you proud?" He's like, "Proud." No, yeah, that when he throws Drew Barrymore was just absolutely hilarious. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a stunt double or not,
I don't
but
know. But I also liked when he was talking to his girlfriend. He was like, huh, you must feel real stupid, don't you? Don't you feel like a failure or whatever he says? And he keeps bringing that up because I know I would feel stupid if that was me.
when she's there trying to build her rocket wheelchair. God.
And there's
I
something
just,
about seeing her flying through that cracked me up too.
dude, that was hilarious, man. And I think the best part too was when during the restaurant we saw that clip earlier, and she's like, "Oh, you got a problem with someone in a wheelchair or somebody with leg issues or something?" And he's like, "No, you're the one with the problem with your
Yeah.
legs." The way he said it was
You can't
so
feel the
good.
legs or you're lazy.
Yeah. Now, so what was the best line or quote in this movie for you?
Oh man, I have to go back because I've only watched it the one time. Um, best line. Man, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one because like I said, I don't know the movie as well.
Dude,
Uh,
I think the scene with the guy when when the guy comes back and complains about the cheese sandwich. And the guy's like, "Oh, there's not enough cheese in this. I wanted a cheese sandwich." And he's like, "Oh, you want a cheese sandwich?" And he starts putting all the cheese in the bread,
oh yeah,
and he just throws it at him. And the guy looks at him and goes, "What am I supposed to do with this?" Like he was so calm about it. And the guy's like, and Tom Green's like, looks at him and looks around. And he goes, "You could stick it in your bum. Stick the cheese in the bum."
or when he's in the scuba gear in the shower,
Dude, that was so
and he
freaking.
goes, that's soap on a rope. What are you doing?
And he just he throws him through the freaking sliding glass. Dude, that was so freaking funny. And it's the best too is that it was Tom Green in there when he threw him.
Okay,
Like it was just so funny. But when he drops it in the toilet and he's like, "I've got treasure," and he's like,
yeah.
"What are you doing?" He's like, "Get your head out of that damn toilet."
Or no, well, okay. The most iconic and funniest line is when they're in there talking to the therapist, and he like has his finger and he goes, "Huh?" And he concocts the idea.
You know, and you know what's funny when he did that? That was exactly what happens in The Shining with the little boy. Do you
Yeah.
remember when
Yep.
he was going like this? And apparently, there's a whole thing. I know it's a little side topic, but there's a whole thing with The Shining and how the little boy that the dad was actually doing stuff to him. Like there was like a
Hmm.
whole backstory behind it. Like I read about it and everything was kind of interesting. But him doing that in this film, it's like I wonder if it was just coincidence or it was because obviously Tom Green loves film and
Yeah, I
he
don't
has
know.
really good taste in movies. But
Where he goes up the cop goes up to the therapist or goes up to the brother. I forget his name. He plays in American Pie as Finch,
yeah,
and he's like, "What? No, my dad never fingered me. What? What are you talking about?" He goes, "Just come with us, son."
he's like, no, yeah. When he's like, "What did I do wrong?" And she's
What
like,
did
"No,
I do
no, you
wrong?
didn't do anything wrong."
That's the one thing I want you to understand. You did nothing wrong.
Dude, when he's in there with
I'm
the little
25. What
with
are
the
you
kids.
doing?
And it's Eddie K. Thomas. So Eddie K. Thomas, he plays his brother Freddy, the poor bastard that he gets sucked into this whole situation. But man, yeah, that scene was hilarious. Completely forgot about that where he's like in there with all the kids, and the kid puts his hand on his knee, and he's like, "It's okay, you're safe."
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "What?"
Does it even explain or show him again? I can't remember. After that,
No, they show him. They
okay,
show
I
him
couldn't
at
remember.
the end where he has like the long hair and the beard, and he's still there with all the kids. He was there
Oh
for like a
yes,
whole.
yes, yes.
He was there for like 2 years, still there. That poor guy, dude. He was just like, oh my. Where he's like, oh, in the very beginning, where the dad gives Tom Green the car, the LeBaron, and
Hmm.
Tom Green is taunting him, and that was very brotherly type
Yeah.
chemistry.
Hmm.
Where he's like, "Where's your LeBaron, Freddy? Daddy didn't get you a LeBaron. He loves me. I'm the number one son." And
Yep.
then he's like, well, why'd you get him a LeBaron and not me? He's like, "Do you love him more?" or something like that. And dude, it was so
Yeah, I know it was
freaking
good.
funny. But Cameron, Cameron, is this true or are you trolling? about Freddy got fingered always being on the Criterion channel.
So I did hear that it. I okay. I thought I've heard before that it was at one point. So when Cameron put that up, I went on the website and it's not on there right now. But that has just been kind of the running thing for a long time that it's going to get a 4K from Criterion.
Dude, that's insane. I know Chris, which our buddy Chris, bearded film guy, the awesome creative mind of the shit. What? Damn, I can't believe I forgot his podcast.
Beyond the
Oh
Blood.
no, Beyond the Blood. I'm sorry, Chris. It's been a long week, but go check out his podcast. Obviously, amazing stuff. But he was mentioning not too long ago that Vinegar Syndrome. There was talks that Vinegar Syndrome might release.
I could
Freddy
see
Got
them doing
Fingered.
it too.
See, that would to Criterion.
Get a
That
VSU.
I would have never expected Criterion. Like, not in a million years. But maybe this movie is so like genius at how bad it is that it does somehow, I don't know, it qualifies. But
Yeah. I'd like to see them do a VSU of this.
that would be incredible. And they have like, I wonder what the cover would be for this. It's just Freddy just sitting there in the orphanage or whatever.
I don't know.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. But there's a lot of ongoing gags in this movie. Obviously, Freddy being fingered, all that stuff, the whole stuff with the animals.
Yeah.
The little boy that's constantly getting hurt. That was absolutely when the dad throws a baseball and hits him in the face, and you see like the tooth hanging on his lip and
Yeah.
everything. Or in the restaurant as well. But was there any gag that went a little too far, or did you feel like there was some that they could have gone a little farther?
There was only one that I personally thought when it was, I was like, okay, that's gross. That's just gross. When his friend breaks his leg on the half pipe and he starts licking the wound, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's nasty. That's gross.
Dude, see, that was one to me that out of all the scenes, besides him biting off the umbilical cord,
Oh, that too. Oh my gosh.
dude, that was absolutely insane. Um, oh my god, it was absolutely ridiculous.
You know what that reminded me of? Have you ever seen Anthropophagus?
I have not.
They call it the gut munching scene. And there's a scene, I think it's or maybe it's in Absurd, whichever the first one is. I get it mixed up. I think it's the first one. I think. Yeah. But the guy, it's an Italian film, but he gets his guts blown out and he
Oh.
sits there, he picks up his intestines and just starts biting on him. And that's what it reminded me of when I saw the movie.
Holy hell, dude! Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Why did he do that? Was he trying to like take himself out, or
He's just
was he-
crazy. Just a crazy
Wow.
dude, crazy cannibal.
Well, I mean, at least Tom Green didn't get too crazy with that.
I don't know. He bit off an umbilical cord, swung a baby around
That was
like a lasso.
It's like the baby's not crying, and he's like, "I'll take care of it." Oh my god! Favorite. Now, did you grow up with Tom Green at all? Like watching any of his stuff? Or-
Not a lot. I knew who he was. I knew of him, but I never really watched a lot of his stuff.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask if you had any like favorite moments of his from the early 2000s. I did grow up with him, but I can't think of any particular.
Like, I'm
Favorite
sure
mo-
if you showed me some stuff, I'd be like, oh, okay, I've
Yeah.
seen that. You're right. But off the top of my head, not that I could think of.
I will say, I think one thing I enjoyed of his is watching him skateboard. He was really good.
Oh,
Like-
yeah. That whole scene was pretty cool.
Like, dude, that was I really enjoyed watching him like skateboard and stuff. I mean, I think that, and it's crazy when you look at all these actors from back in the day, and they were all just skaters. They were all just
Mhm.
skaters. Jason Lee again, Bam Margera, all these guys, and they just kind of show up into the scene and they become kind of actors or comedians or whatever. But then they still skateboard. But it's so cool. It's just cool. They just seem like very down to earth guys. Now, we did talk about this movie would ever be made today. Obviously, most likely not. And if they were, they would probably make a 3-minute censored version because it just wouldn't be able to.
If this
handle- the
may,
masses couldn't
I
handle it.
this would be a straight to streaming type movie, I think.
Oh, for sure, dude. Like if anything
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. Now, would you consider this after everything, the conversation tonight, watching this movie and everything? Your final thoughts would be a cult classic or a cinematic disaster?
I want to call it a cinematic disaster. I would lean more towards a cult classic. It seems like that to me. Not for me personally, but I can still recognize it and that I could see it as probably a cult classic.
And with that question, do you think that Tom Green coming up with this concept for this film, do you think he was kind of like a visionary at the time, coming up with something different, trying to mess with the audience, mess with the studios, trying to see how far he could go, or was he
Nah.
kind of like a madman with a check?
I mean, can't he be both?
That is true. No, I mean,
You know what I
100%.
mean? I think you definitely convinced me that yeah, I mean, I could see that this was definitely this movie paved a lot of the way for the early 2000s just shock comedies for sure.
Yeah.
But you can also call him a madman with a check that he just went for it. So I think it's a little bit of both personally.
Dude, I think it's one of those stories in Hollywood that how often do you hear of directors or because I mean to act in it, to write it, to direct it, it's just I mean, that's a task in itself. I mean, we know directors out there that will will write it and direct it or act and direct. We have people like Ben Affleck, for example,
Mm-hmm.
Goodwill Hunting, movies like that. But dude, to be able to pull that off and to be able to get away with what he got away with, it's very unheard of in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because, dude, that was a massive middle finger to the studios, and then just trolling everybody with over $14 million spent on this. Like that's a lot of, especially back then. Back then,
Yeah.
14 million was a lot of. I mean, that's what it would doubled back then.
Well, we find out in 2001 to today.
1
So-
trillion.
It would be worth about 25.6 million today.
Holy shit! Okay.
So that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a lot of money. Especially for this movie because when you think about it, there wasn't too many crazy things.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't I mean, besides obviously when they wrecked the house and stuff,
Right.
or when he drives through that ramp or whatever, the dad he drives through his skateboard ramp.
Yeah.
But that's not something that would cost like $1 million to make.
I'm
That'd
pretty
probably
sure
cost-
most of the cost was flying them out there to, what was it, Afghanistan or Iraq or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
That's probably where a lot of the cost was.
Dude, and you know it's funny that you bring that up, that scene, because there was a moment if you're watching the movie where Tom Green is playing the piano and the dad tells him, he goes, "Oh, if you were in Afghanistan,
Yeah.
you know, you'd be sewing shoes." I mean, no, he's like, "You'd be sewing soccer balls." And then you don't even think about it. And then at the end of the movie, that's where he takes him. He's like, "Oh, so we could sew soccer balls together."
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so brilliant the way that like one comment just completely like just took over that ending. But so for the last question is, which early 2000s comedy aged better? Now I know it's a hard one because it's to compare to, especially to this one. But we have, do you think Freddy Got Fingered or a movie or a film like Scary Movie?
Oh, personally, and this is just me, it's got to be Scary Movie. I grew up watching those movies. I think the concept of it is brilliant. You're going to spoof off of Scream and call it what Scream was supposed to be called. I love that little kind of nod callback they have for the whole Scary Movie franchise. So for me, it's Scary Movie, personally.
No, I agree with you. I mean, that's the thing. It's like with Scary Movie, you're hitting not just a horror genre, but they're making fun of everything, but in a way where it's digestible.
Mm-hmm.
With Freddy Got Fingered, I mean, the title itself already, it's like shit. And then you're watching this movie and there's just so much happens
Mm-hmm.
that it's not very easy to digest. There's certain things, obviously biting off an umbilical cord, jerking off an elephant, like just the craziest stuff. Is just
Yeah.
you have to, you have to really go into this like strong with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So okay, so that we pretty much finished off the little rapid fire round. I did want to give some movie recommendations to anybody watching. If you enjoy this movie, if you think this movie's funny, um, and you love the chaos, the unpredictability, there's a few other titles. I know Jordan, we've talked about The Cable Guy from 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that one's a funny one. It's great. It's obviously not as chaotic like this one, but it's a good recommendation. You have Death to Smoochie from 2002. Came out a year after. That's another good one. Haven't seen that one since around that time, so I'll have to recheck it out. Everything Everywhere All at Once from 2022. I heard that one's. I haven't seen it, but
What's
I've
it called
heard
again?
it's Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I was reading something. Okay.
Yeah, and I heard this one's very chaotic, unpredictable, all that stuff. So, um, that's another recommendation that you could have there. I'm trying to think. I feel like if you enjoy this type of movie, Dude, Where's My Car is a good one, just because it's around the same year.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, I
you
mean,
have
if you want to go modern, a little more modern, there's like Borat. I think Borat's a great
Borat, dude.
Mhm.
Borat is another good one. Napoleon Dynamite, you talked about that earlier. That's
Napoleon
another good
Dynamite.
recommendation.
Yep. Even more modern, there's always Sausage Party. Did you ever see that?
Oh my god, that was
The
freaking
animated
hilarious.
one.
Did you ever watch the show?
There
Like
was a show.
it's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, they
I've
did a
not
whole.
seen it.
They did a whole. I think like a one season or something, but
Okay.
it was pretty funny. It shows the aftermath of what happened
Okay.
when the movie ends. So it's kind of cool. It picks up right where it left off. All the same actors and everything. So
Mhm.
you don't get anything changed. But
There's sticking like Cable Guy with Jim Carrey, Me, Myself, and Irene. Have you seen that one?
oh my god, yeah, with his three sons,
Yeah.
like in the movie. Dude, you know what's funny about that movie? So I saw a blooper with it, and that scene where he's kissing all three of his sons, which is like grown ass men, and then he kisses them in the cheek each, and he's like, "All right," he's like, "I love you," and he kisses each one, and then one of them goes, "All right, Daddy, love you." Well, that was that wasn't scripted. Jim Carrey just did that, like he full blown just did that on his own accord. And the actors, like when you see their reaction, especially I forget the one that tells them, "All right, Daddy, love you," and kisses him
Mhm.
back on the cheek. He he picked up on it, and he was like, You know what? He's improvising. Fuck it, let's go with it." But dude, that scene is so funny, knowing
Yeah.
that they weren't expecting to get kissed by Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta rewatch it, man. That's such a funny ass movie.
No,
Now,
yeah, that's a good movie.
let's for the movie rating. This movie on Letterbox, it's rated a 2.2 out of 5. Dude, which is absolutely crazy because when you read like I was going through all the reviews, and this movie is just, let me see here, because all the like I gave it a 3.5 stars. I gave it a 3.5 stars. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if look at dude, it's insane how many look at all the high reviews on this.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, dude, like it's literally, I don't know how it has 2.2 stars, because I just keep scrolling and it's just literally 4 stars, 4 stars and a heart.
Mm-hmm.
Which is absolutely, actually no, I'm sorry. It was updated to 2.9.
Okay.
So almost a 3 star. So that's not too bad. But so I'd give it a 3.5. Love the
Okay.
movie. The nostalgia's there. It's just one of those, if I ever miss the early 2000s, late 90s, it's one of those movies I could throw on. Reminds me of high school and just
Mhm.
makes me laugh. But what about you, Jordan, for your first time watch? What do you rate it?
I'm gonna give it a 2.5. Middle of the road. I think
Okay.
that's kind of where I'm at. I didn't hate it. I didn't absolutely hate it, but I didn't fall in love with it. But I did find a lot of stuff I did enjoy about it. So I'm gonna give it middle of the road 2.5.
Dude, I mean, listen, that's an honest review. That's a good review for it. I mean, good score, because in the end of the day, this movie is really one of those, you have to kind of grow up with it to love it.
Mhm.
And watching it in this, at our age, especially in this day and age with all the stuff that we've seen, it doesn't stand out like it did back then. being new and everything.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, man. It makes sense. I'm pretty positive, like we talked earlier, if you would have grown up with it, the score maybe would have changed. Probably would have been a solid 3. Who knows? 3.5.
Maybe could have been a 5. I don't know.
It could have. Imagine. I mean, listen, if this ever comes out on Criterion,
I mean, I'll
I
get it for sure.
I would. I just I don't know. I don't know if how long it would take me to process that, because it would feel like I entered some parallel reality where Tom Green and Freddy Got Fingered ends up on Criterion. Like, I don't know what to think of the world at that point. Like, that would be a shock for sure. Um, but with that being said, I just want to take a quick shout out to our sponsors. Thank you so much to start off with Valoria Video. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring the channel and these series. If you use the code Face the Movies 10, you guys get 10% off your order. So go check them out. Small business, amazing people. I'm sure you'll find something there to check out. And then I know, Jordan, we've got another sponsor as well, which is the Movie Room. So
Yeah.
take it away, man.
Yeah, man. Movie Room. They're actually really good friends with Valoria Video, 2 opposite sides of the country. So that's what I really like about the Movie Room. If you're on the West Coast, definitely order from these guys. They're they ship out of the Bay Area. So ship time's really nice. Awesome. Incredible packaging. Any videos, unboxing videos you've seen from the Movie Room, that's usually like the first thing they say is this stuff is packaged incredibly well. And yeah, it's a small husband and wife company. Go check them out. I love them to death over there. They've been huge supporters of my channel, and Movie Den 10 get you 10% off your order if you want to go ahead and grab some stuff over there. So
Oh, dude, absolutely. No, they're amazing, man.
Yeah.
I've talked to them before on Instagram and stuff. And that's the thing with these companies is that they care. They're collectors themselves, so they
Mhm.
care. And like you said, I mean, the packaging, all that. I mean, they're amazing. And it's awesome to have 2 options. You have Valor Video on the East Coast. They're actually in South Florida. So when I move back, I'm gonna meet up with them and hang out and
That'd
stuff.
be cool.
And then the Movie Room in the West Coast. So depending what side of the United States and how fast you want your shipping, you have options. But guys, save those codes. And I mean, in the future, I mean, holidays are coming up. You never know, but
Yeah, man.
definitely helps us out. We want to help your wallet out a little bit, help out small business. Now, besides that, Jordan, before we wrap things up, man, let people know what you're working on. I know you
Yeah.
just put out that sick video today with the whole vinyl collection, but if you want to let people know.
Yeah, I just did a video today. I unboxed this glorious. I've been getting more and more into vinyl, and so I picked this up. This is from Sacred Bones. It's the Halloween 2018. There it is. You can see that the
Dude, that's
lenticular there.
gorgeous.
But they did a whoa.
Oh no.
Oh geez. Okay, they did this trilogy box set. Let's see if I can get this back. For Halloween 2018, Kills and Ends, and it's the 3 vinyls. Comes with 4 like 24 by 36 posters. I think that's the size. I can't remember, but like the big. So it comes with 4 posters in there. They brought back John Carpenter and David Gordon Green for interviews. There's a booklet in there with interviews. And it's also has unreleased tracks that have never been released. So they're all on here. So it's an incredible all house in that hard box you guys saw. So that I did a video on that today. Tomorrow I'm going to try and get it out. I'm going to be doing a review of from Vinegar Syndrome, their line Cinephobia, a film called Brute 1976.
Oh.
And it's their take on heavy inspiration of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or The Hills Have Eyes type of film. It was really good. I had a fun time watching it. So I'm going to be doing my review on that. Should be tomorrow, hopefully. But I mean, other than that, just got a lot of reviews. I said earlier in one of my videos, like right after Halloween, I'm going to kick off. This month is going to be a lot of reviews trying to catch up because Halloween was a lot of Halloween. And so a lot of the reviews kind of got put on the back burner. So a lot of it's catch up. this month. So we'll be seeing a lot of those. And then on, I think it's the 20th. Isn't that like what, next Thursday or something like that?
Dude, I'm trying to pull up
The
my-
20th. Yeah. So next Thursday on the 20th, we're going to be going live. Me, Steven, and Chris, Beard and Film Guy, Steven After Hours Video, are going to be going live with Rockland Graves Productions. We're going to be talking about films from 1981. So definitely come by and check that out. And but that's about all I got.
Dude, that's awesome, man. He was such a fun guy to hang out with
Yeah.
and have him on for The Witch. So I'm excited to see that episode. Dude, I'm excited to have Steven back, man.
I miss him.
Dude, Steven, man, if you're watching, brother, I mean, even though we chat and stuff, like we've missed you, man. Like I always love having you on here. Everybody loves having you on these episodes. We can't wait for you to come back and hang out and stuff. And it's gonna be awesome, dude. It's great to see him coming back. The end of the year is always chaotic, man. It's always like
Yeah.
the busiest family, and it's
Mhm.
just even for myself, man. It's like the busiest time work wise because all
Yeah.
the damn sales and all this stuff going on.
Mhm.
But dude, so as far as for me, guys, if if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Face the Movies. If you haven't already, I mean, listen, Jordan, he already surpassed 2,000 subscribers. So first of all, dude, congrats.
Thank you. I
Again,
appreciate it.
but guys, if you haven't already subscribed to his channel, I mean, I've said this repeatedly. Jordan is one of the hardest workers in the room on YouTube. He's constantly finding ways to pump out content, get creative. I mean, dude, I love that you did that vinyl video. And I didn't get a chance to tell you that, but dude, I love when people do stuff like that because you're right. In the video we're talking about, it is still physical media.
Mhm.
It's the music still has to do with the film.
Yep.
And I love seeing that it opens you up for your channel to just not be stuck in one thing. And it's awesome. It's just awesome to see other passions that you have in other physical media
Yep.
hobbies and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And as far as for me, I'm actually putting out on Thursday. It's already scheduled and everything. I did a podcast episode with my co-host Lee from Cinema Whiplash. So our podcast is called Friday Night Fright Night. Every Friday we usually put out an episode. Last week we didn't have one. Took a little break after the whole Halloween and everything. But we recorded an episode on Lost Boys from 1987, the cult classic, cult sexy vampire classic.
Oh yeah.
Dude, and it's already scheduled. So I'm actually, instead of putting it out Friday, I'm uploading it. Well, I'm not uploading. It's already being released Thursday afternoon. So it's a day early, but make sure to check that out. As far as for videos, I was inspired. I was watching our buddy Brian from Last Movie Standing. I watched his video today on his Criterion collection, and I was inspired. I was like, you know what? For this Criterion sale, unfortunately, I'm not going to be getting anything, but I've never actually showcased the collection that I have. So I thought it would be a good idea to, obviously watching that too. I was like, you know what? It would be great to kind of show the movies that I've selected to have in my collection. And maybe it would inspire people to, if they are picking stuff up or they're thinking what to pick up for this sale, some recommendations. So I might be doing that. We'll see.
There you go.
And then, just trying to come up with some stuff. I do have to do a movie review of a screener that I got a while ago. So I've been meaning to do that. But guys, if you haven't, Face the Movies, and also Instagram, Letterboxd, all that good stuff, check that out. The podcast episodes are on my channel and Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. But with that being said, that wraps up tonight's episode. Our deep dive into one of the most chaotic, controversial, and unforgettable comedies possibly ever made. Freddy Got Fingered. Now, it may not make sense, but that's a kind of the point. It's the purest form of the early 2000s absurdism. Huge thank you as always, Jordan. Thank you for joining, brother,
dude,
and surviving the cinematic fever dream with me.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. I love doing this, so can't wait for next week,
dude. Man, it always. I love the fact that you're just so down. You're like a ride or die, man. You're just when I was like, let's do Freddy Got Fingered, and you hadn't seen it. And I mean, even like the name of it, you're like, oh God, I already know what nightmare this is gonna be. But dude, thank you for being a sport, man, and doing this one with me, and
of course,
and hanging out. But like I said, guys, tune in. Next week we do plan on doing the classic shit, what the hell is it called? I'm
The
like
People
blanking out.
Under the Stairs.
The People Under the
Wes
Stairs.
Cravens. Yep.
There you go. So, tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited to do that one. But yeah, guys, until next week. Daddy, would you like some sausage? But thank you guys for hanging out with us. And you guys have a good night. And we'll see you next time.
See you guys.